Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessica Herricks with Carbondale United. We have been funded in the past for our restorative justice social programs that Victor, our citizen, spoke about earlier. We're working night and day to have a multi-pronged approach to solve violence in Carbondale. We're looking at it from a public health perspective. We have violence interrupters who are on the street stopping the spread of gun violence, which is a huge issue in Carbondale. If you can move that little timer, I noticed Carbondale United has a big fat 0 next to it. Last council meeting, we had several conflicts, but you know Nancy, I'm the brand new coordinator for Carbondale United. I promise you, if I knew I had to be at city council that day, I would have been to fight for my organization. I am humbly asking you to reconsider, hear us, help us solve violence in Carbondale, help us reassure our citizens that we're not just throwing money at police. We are actively working with social programs in the areas of Carbondale that need it most. Thank you very much.
Okay, your program was funded at the previous year's level at $25,000, not at $450,000.
Because it was a mention that we asked
Could you lower the mic and
for
give your name?
$450,000.
Give your name, please.
Nancy Maxwell. That we asked for $450,000, and I just want to clarify what that is for. The work that my violence interrupters do out in the community equals that to a police officer without a vest and without a gun. So $450,000 covers some of the salary. It covers the building that we have that we offer to any non-for-profit to do their events or speak or anything. We are out there in the community doing things. If you're going to give the police a big raise, we should be able to get a raise for the violence interrupters. We are doing the work. We had 7 people in there just last week off for arrest. But everything got cleared up. You know, we had on Sunday morning, my interrupter is at a domestic violence incident. It got cleared up. We didn't have to call the police in. You know, it's many instances of that we are doing. I can't pay anybody on $25,000. I want to say I appreciate it, and we'll be able to keep the building, but I won't be able to keep any employees or violence interrupters to keep going if we don't get any extra funding. Everyone asks for something to help. The survey that we paid $64,000 for indicates that you should have a cure violence program. We have it. Now we need the city to help us fund it. So I just wanted to clear up that we're just not asking for $450,000 out of the clear blue sky. We're asking it so we can continue to go. We're asking for so we can hire more violence interrupters in the community. We're asking it for a good reason, and we're doing good things in the community. And I think the next time before we do grants, we should actually visit these places. We should see what they're doing. It's one thing to look at stuff on the paper, but have you actually been out to the places that have these businesses and see what it is and make your decision after you see with your own eyes what the agencies are doing in the community? Thank you.
Today is Sunday, May the 28th, 2023. I just showed you all 2 individuals speaking at the Carbondale, Illinois City Council meeting on April the 11th, 2023. The black female, Nancy Maxwell, who's one of the head of the Carbondale United Organization. She also was the chairperson for the NAACP in Carbondale, and a few other organizations. The white female that you've seen speaking, she took over Nancy Maxwell's position in the Carbondale United Organization, because when Nancy Maxwell spoke at the City Council meeting on April 11, 2023, she had stepped down and because she was newly elected as a city council member in Carbondale, Illinois. I want to let y'all see something. I'm an active NAACP member. I'm an activist. I'm a active YouTube producer. And I don't get paid to do none of these here. I go on the scene in Cairo, Chicago, and in Charleston, Missouri. When it comes to violence, I go on the scene. When people call me, I go on the scene. I travel and go on the scene. But I want to tell you something about Nancy Maxwell and the female that just you heard speaking. Now, they said that they have 7 violent interrupters. They was asking for $450,000. They said some of that money, it must be just about most of it, was to pay they 7 violent interrupters the same amount of money that the Carbondale Police Department get. And I think that's $58,000 a year. She said if they can give the police a raise, they can give her violent interrupters a raise. Now, somebody got to be lying. Her and this white female that's took over the Carbondale United, both of them said that they Carbondale United violent interrupters be on the scene of gun violence. But let me tell you about one of them, Michael Vallet. I can tell you for sure, the past 2 years, or the past 799 days or 800 days, I've been going back and forth to Carbondale, Illinois, because my son, Brian Lamont Johns, was found hung, lynched there on Friday, March the 19th, 2021, in the Carbondale, in the Gaslight Apartments. Michael Vallet, how I met him and his wife got caught spending my son's food stamp card, and he contacted me on, social internet, Visa Messenger. We wasn't friends. He said he was my son's friend. He's supposed to have been meeting with me because he had his food stamp card, and he said he was going to tell me about some of my son's acquaintance, and he was going to help me try to find out what happened to my son. Now, this is one of they Nancy Maxwell and them violent interrupters now. Michael Vallet hadn't been out on no violent interruption. The only time I seen Michael Vallet on a march, and it was either in 2022 I believe it might have been 2021, when he's supposed to have been meeting me. I never met him in person, period. But we were supposed to meet in Carbondale doing one of them marches. Now, I'm coming all the way from Charleston. Michael Vallet, when I call him and tell him that I'm in town, him and a guy that called himself the Grand Sheik of the Moorish American Temple in Carbondale, Illinois, they said that they don't march when it's just concerning one particular race, but they march if it's a multiracial thing. But you know what they was doing? Both of them was doing this Grand Sheik. They call themselves the Grand Sheik, and Michael Vallet called himself a Muslim. They was protecting the Palestinians who was marching, protesting against the Israel people, because it was an attack over in Israel concerning the Palestinians. Which I ain't got nothing against that, but you marching for the Palestinians, and I ain't got nothing against the Palestinians, but the Palestinians, I ain't never seen them at none of these marches that I've been going to in Carbondale about violence, nor have I seen Michael Vallet. But this is what I want to say. Somebody in the Carbondale United is lying. Nancy Maxwell, or the white female, or the lady that's the director of the Carbondale, Illinois Library. She's a high-ranking member of the Carbondale United. She got it in black and white when me and somebody else was wanting to meet all 7 of the violent interrupters that the Carbondale United claim that they have, and asking the city council, the city of Carbondale, to give them money. The lady got it in black and white, saying that there's never been 7 violent interrupters. There's 2 part-time violent interrupters. So somebody lying. We know it ain't 7 now. We know Michael Vallet or this other guy. And let me tell you about the other guy, Van Eichner. He greets me. He's real respectful every time I come up. Him and Michael Vallet supposed to be the only two violent interrupters. Both of them been to prison. Nancy said that they do the job of the police, Carbondale police, but they don't carry a badge or a gun. They can't carry a badge or a gun because both of them is felons. They've been to the penitentiary. But let me tell you something about Van Eichner. He ran for a state representative, but he wasn't successful. Van Eichner, he's black. Carolyn Harvey, she's black, the mayor there now in Carbondale. And Nancy Maxwell, black, newly elected city council member who she just became May of 2023. All three of them was bagged by the labor union. It seemed to me we dealing with mafia figures because all of them, including Junior Rice Sanders, which is another black, all of them getting money from the city and asking the city to give the organizations, the grassroots organizations, more money if they're giving the police more money, because each one of them is a part of these organizations. It's a corrupted thing. How many violent interruptions do you have? 7 or 2? You see what I'm saying? Who are they? What do y'all really stand for? Peace be still.